to another episode of That's the Thing, Accent Core Plus R. It's episode .53,
Yeah, it's 53. At least that's what it says on my thing.
and it is Friday, December the 10th.
Yep.
Uh, hey, if you go to Krispy Kreme on Sunday, you can buy a dozen, get a dozen free.
Oh man, it's a lot of donuts.
12/12 is the day of the dozen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I only do because I worked there.
Ah, so how's everybody doing?
There was a fighting game tournament, a big one this past weekend, an
I
in-person one.
I saw some of the announcements.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was like so weird, and I don't know, it still doesn't seem like it's the safest idea to do one of those yet. I know they were requiring vaccines because Jabali kept posting all these people like complaining about it and be like, well, you just lost yourself a customer.
I
And
in my opinion, at this point, it's kind of like if
you're
you
a customer I want to lose.
well that, and I'm like, if you got doubles, if you're double shotted up, if you got your double shot, I don't know what more like. At some point, I feel like you should be able to do some things if that makes sense. There's like I feel you should. It's like okay, I got my vaccines. I can go to the fighting game tournament.
I think my issue is I just don't stay up to date on any information, so I'm continually like, but no, let's pump the brakes though. Let's just keep pumping the brakes though.
Well, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so keep all
But your
this in
dad
mind.
is.
Even no, no, I'm not. I'm like even further removed. But I'm just saying, like at this point, it's kind of on you. My
Yeah.
so so one of my
And
dad's complaints, and this is like hearsay on hearsay on hearsay. So take no medical thing from this. Is is basically the issue of a lot of like the death rates and dying is not being told, and he suspects that a chunk of that is going to be like 80 plus year old person with already like disease, or as the medical term I think it's like comorbidity,
yeah.
and like that person the vaccine really is not going to do much because they're already like weakened immune system and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's in his theory is that at least a chunk of the numbers are from that, and they don't want to advertise it because they don't want to say like, well, if you're 82 with lung cancer, yeah, the vaccine's not going to help you.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
like and then the other like COVID death rate cause too is just like, well, all the emergency room beds are done, so sorry you with the treatable problem, we just don't have room for you.
yeah, I don't know.
Logistics are a hell of a thing to juggle, as we learned last week.
That's true. But that's like that's my. I feel like at some point, if you if you got shotted, if you got your 5G, you should be able to do stuff at least. Like to me, that should have been the incentive to get everyone 5G'd up.
Yeah,
I think you need some of those of like, no, if you're 5G'd, you can just do whatever.
I will say I have done like what I've even considered maybe questionable moves,
Yeah.
and I've still like I have to get a weekly COVID test for work, and it has been negative every single time.
Well, it's because I mean, and this is also one of my dad medical theories, kind of half theory, half whatever, is that the stronger your reaction to the COVID shot, the probably the better it worked. So not like the side effects the day of, because that's something different. But like for me, I got the shot, and then like the next day I had like a fever and aches and pains and everything. I don't know if that happened to you guys.
See, I just had a sore arm.
Oh, I had like a fever, and it was like it was basically I was sick the next day, and it was
Oh,
and
the
it
Fiji flu.
yeah, and it wasn't, and then, once again, that's not from the shot. That's just the immune system turns on. Like
Yeah,
that's what that is. That's
yeah.
why like the cold symptoms are what they are, like fever and everything, because that's
Yeah.
the immune system
Your
turned
body
on.
trying to cook the virus alive.
Yeah,
Like
you're.
what Japanese honeybees do to a Japanese hornet.
Oh, that's so cool. I think that's always cool to see the bees crowd around the hornet and roast it.
Yeah. Talking about its mama being so fat.
Yeah, honeybee.
Dies of embarrassment.
Yeah. You ever see those videos of the Japanese hornet or whatever to like regular honeybees, and they just sit outside the hive and just kill every single bee? Like there's like four of them, and they're just like, nah, they just sit there and they like eat every single bee that comes in.
Oh yeah, it's just like, and you'll see the video. It's like 12 Japanese hornets kill
Like,
like 1,000 bees
yeah,
in
they're
like an
just like a
hour.
second. They're eating them like chicken nuggets. They're just like, oh. It's like, whoa. Yeah. We need. I'll wait till Drew actually gets. He's doing something. I think he's feeding his cats. But like,
Alright.
we'll till he talks about actual fighting game stuff.
Oh yeah, all the CEO stuff.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it, but yeah, it was alright.
I haven't watched much of anything because of
I
the Final Fantasy 14 queue.
well, see, that's the perfect time to watch it because you sitting there waiting.
Yeah, but I have to babysit it,
Yeah,
and it would kick me out. Like I couldn't just. Oh man.
and good old 2002.
Yeah, I was in such a I was not in the mood to actually watch something. So like I didn't watch JoJo's or anything because I was like perturbed from the queue.
You're so mad.
I
You're so focused on the queue.
I was mad. And I still kind of am. Like I logically understand why the queue exists. I understand that like the semiconductor shortage means they can't get servers. And I know that because my car was stuck at the dealership for like over a month because they couldn't get the transmission control unit for the car to make it go, which sucked. Oh, that was like it was oh, it was bad. It was bad. It was like, oh, our town is not designed for not having a car.
Mo- That's something that actually sucks. That I actually hate is most American cities are horribly designed for not walking around, which I
Yeah.
think is the dumbest thing ever.
Well, because it's one of those. It was assumed everyone would have a car,
Yeah.
and then you get to points where it's like, oh, there's you can't. That's why there's not like a corner market or something like every whatever.
It's not even like, well, or you're okay. So the one thing I actually hate is where there's no sidewalks and you have to like walk on the side of the road.
Ooh, I don't like that. I agree.
I I hate that so much. I
Part of
think it's so stupid.
part of me gets unreasonably mad whenever you'll have a stretch of like no sidewalk, and then you'll have like a block or two of sidewalk, and then it just goes away. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it just
almost
disappears.
it would almost be better if that sidewalk patch never existed. Or if it was just all like, if it's all grass, then my brain goes, okay, I understand. But it's like, no, they did it. They did it for about 500 feet. And then they just, it's like, nah.
It's like it's like sidewalk paths aren't made for somebody walking to and from. It's made for somebody who wants to run
Yeah.
or jog that path,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't have any actual utility for regular people.
You know what else grinds my gears? And this is one of the things that bothers me on my walks. Okay. And this is something that's like very specific and nothing, but it bothers me. And that's whenever I'm walking and someone honks their horn at me. Like, I'm not on the road, I'm just on the sidewalk, and I get the horn honked at me, and it just confuses me because I don't know why they're honking.
So that's
They're saying nice ass, Kevin.
But I don't have that.
Don't honk at me.
Like, I don't get it. I'm wearing like a red coat and jeans and a hat. Like, I don't look like a hobo. I don't look zany. I don't have a feminine flair or whatever.
Just make the like stupid, dopiest, happy face you can and just wave. I'd be like, uh-huh.
No, because it confuses me.
Yeah, so you gotta confuse them.
They're
Yeah, just whip it out. Just have like breakaway pants. You just whip it up. That bothers me. I'll get it. Like, just whatever. Whatever.
I also don't get breakaway pants because once you break them away, you do have to put them back on,
I think that's like exclusively designed for like.
and that takes too long.
I feel like it's only designed for like theater, stripping, and or like basketball, where like they can just like quickly remove the pants from coming off the bench. Where like you wear like your warm up pants and then you go, oh, time to go. Because when you're on the bench, you have enough time to like finagle the pants back on.
Okay. So here's the thing: how long does it take to actually normally get pants off for you?
Like 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like hard to get pants off.
But then again, like I'm saying in like the basketball scenario, they are wearing shoes.
Oh yeah.
But Nolan, what if I start to take my pants off, but I accidentally take my shorts off too, and then everyone sees my butt, and then it's so embarrassing, and the other team is like, "Oh, we saw your butt," and then I can't dunk on them.
And then a guy driving by in the pickup truck honks at you.
Yeah.
In the stadium. They just have he's circling the court at all times, and if someone's butt is shown, he gets honked at. It's a fear. It's a reasonable
he honks
fear.
at you, and it's full of mean kids that'll make fun of you
Yeah.
as he pulls around.
Yeah, the teens will laugh. They'll point at you and laugh. And you're like, stop it, teens, please.
No.
I'm like 35. I shouldn't be affected by this, but I am.
Anyway, let's thank our sponsors, Adidas.
Adidas, yeah, Adidas.
Adidas.
Adidas, as they say in like Britain.
Fuck.
Like when you're watching Attack the Block and they're like, Adidas.
And aluminium.
Aluminium. Watch your Naruto. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Sakura.
Sakurai.
All right, let's talk about biking. Biking's pretty cool.
Yeah, but all we got is just a trailer saying she's coming.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, you saw her design; it looks like the exact same.
Yeah, it does. I'm more excited for BB Tag getting a rollback.
Yeah, the BlazBlues getting both of them getting rollback.
I kind of want to play Central Fiction, but also
Nah, I don't like. No, to me, BlazBlue is perfected in cross tag.
yeah.
Yeah.
That game makes me like the BlazBlue and Under Night In-Birth characters a lot.
You can't really,
Because I don't like their actual game. I'm like, but in those game, I'm like, oh, these are pretty good.
Yeah, really. Apparently, like, people could not believe the spike in sales that game got after it was announced.
Yeah. Also, like,
Um,
I even like the personas a lot more because like my brain can rationalize it a bit better in like the cross tag system.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Apparently, there was like a top BlazBlue player who, like, whenever it was announced, like, downloaded it on PC and was like playing it, and he's like, "Oh, it feels so good now." And then, like, after an hour of playing, he realized he hadn't updated to like the beta client for rollback.
Well, I mean, at that point, like, I think there's some kind of self-selection where if you're playing BlazBlue Central Friction or whatever right now, you probably have a wired good internet connection if you're still playing it.
Well, no, and the other thing being delay-based netcode works for Japan because it's a tiny island nation.
Oh yeah, that's also
Yeah.
true. That's very yeah.
That's why they don't care about rollback.
Yeah, because it's like, well, wow, you're like what, like 100 miles away from someone at any point. It's fine.
Yeah, like Japan will fit inside of Texas.
Yeah. Or it's like, no, you're not going trying to play someone in like Wyoming.
You're not trying to play somebody in Brazil.
You're not having like the East Coast loses all the Amazon Web Services for a day.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Fun on the bun.
I couldn't watch The Rifleman with my dad because like Amazon went down. And we're like, oh well, this is frustrating. So we watched Seinfeld instead. But yeah, like that's yeah, Garfield. Let's talk about Garfield and All Star. I feel Garfield is too little, too late.
I feel like that game was just a flash in the pan anyway.
I mean, the game was going to be a flash in the pan, and I feel like what kills it, I think the thing that kills it is the aesthetics of like the royalty-free music and the no voices really make it seem much cheaper than it is.
Well, that and the character animations are also very...
I mean, the character masons are janky, but I think if you had like,
it's self-fulfilling, right? Nickelodeon wouldn't give them a budget because they're like, it's not going to sell, and then by not giving them a budget, they've ensured it won't sell.
like if you're on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stage and they're doing like a remix of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme, and then Leonardo says Michelangelo goes cowabunga whenever he does like an up B, that would make that game seem far more like good. Even if nothing else was changed, like the animations were still kind of janky and it looked like it's just kind of like glitching from frame to frame. I think that level of like even
Well, I think, and the other problem is like the Smash Bros. People are just completely entrenched in their game. I don't think you're ever going to get them to actually shift to a new game.
no.
Like they didn't even shift to the new one of their own.
Yeah, that was fighting pulling teeth.
Yeah. So it's just a case of like, I'm sorry, multiverses, you're not gonna.
No, yeah, but
You'll have a side tournament at the Smash tournament.
yeah, I think the thing also about like the multiverses is that maybe like the Nickelodeon, I think it didn't go hard enough on its or weird enough on its roster that I feel like because if you're doing all the WB properties or whatever, like they can
Where's
go
Mission Hill?
they can go wider and not but seem like you can have the Arya Stark in your Smash Brothers freak pick from the beginning and go. It's not that much of a freak pick, but I'm saying that like you have that. Whereas Nickelodeon, your available things is so much smaller that you have to get weirder with it.
I think they kind of did that with like Powdered Toast Man and Nigel Thornberry and Reptar being included.
Yeah, I can see your point where like they kind of did go weird with it and it just wasn't weird enough.
Like, it's also like, I think everyone has nostalgia for those things, but also simultaneously doesn't care about those things. They like to see them on a T-shirt, and that's about it.
I mean,
They're not gonna buy the T-shirt; they just want to see them on the T-shirt.
I think I think that is the you hit the nail on the head of Nickelodeon's All Star Brawl, where I liked to see the T-shirt or I liked to see that game exists, but I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that's neat, and conceptually, Nigel Thornberry loops are funny, but like I'm not gonna play it because Nigel Thornberry combos are very funny. Got my Nigel touch of deaths. Yeah, I mean, but Garf.
I also, yeah, I don't know. I also think that the was it multiverses?
Yeah,
I think it's a smart move to go free to play.
I think so as well because it's the idea of it's like it kind of lets the meme potential shine if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I'm more willing to download a game and try out to play Super Saiyan Shaggy than I am to like pay for 20 to 40 bucks to play Garfield.
Yeah.
Like even though like you'd think someone like me, a Garfield ironic super fan, would jump at the chance to play as Garfield. But I'm not going to like buy a game I'm kind of not interested to do it. But I would download.
I literally downloaded a game because they had Naruto in it. I'm like, this is stupid.
Hell yeah, Fortnite Naruto. Now Spider-Man's in it.
And now I've been playing a lot of it.
Hell yeah, it's great. Season whatever.
Why do I enjoy this?
They added like the Apex Legends slides. It actually helps a lot in island traversal.
Here's the thing. Honestly, I would rather play Apex Legends, but no one else wants to play with me.
Yeah.
No one else likes Apex Legends but me.
Yeah. I don't like Apex. I didn't care
Yeah, see?
for it. But I like Fortnite. Yo, I got that battle pass. I want to get Spider-Man. Speaking of Spider-Man,
and The Rock.
yeah, The Rock as Foundation,
Foundation.
member. Who knows? What did you think about Good Spider-Man showing up? Like we're getting a sequel to we're getting a sequel to Spider-Man.
Yeah, about
at least
time.
2
We're ready for
sequels.
it.
Mm-hmm. I'm down with it. I am. So like live action, like Tom Holland Spider-Man, I'm okay with. Like I'm moderately excited for. I've liked all of the Marvel MCU Spider-Man movies. I still think Homecoming is much better than Far From Home. Like
Yeah.
like higher on the tier list. And I think that the new one's going to be okay. I have doubt. Like I think it'll be fine, but it's also Spider-Man's like the only Marvel character I really care about because I like Spider-Man. But then like I saw Enter the Spider-Verse or Across the whatever Spider-Verse 2, and I'm like, hell yeah! Now this is what I want.
Spider-Verse 2 Part 1.
Yeah, Spider-Verse 2 Part 1, and I'm like, this is great. This is sick. It looks sick. I like Miles. Miles rules. And Miles rules because my preferred Spider-Man, I like high school aged Spider-Man the best. I think that works. Well, okay,
You don't like working adult Spider-Man.
unless it's failure working adult Spider-Man. That's also very good.
Yeah.
Like, schlubby Spider-Man is great. Like,
I think working adult Spider-Man can also work if it's like, well, I'm trying to get stuff off the ground, and I guess I'm still supporting myself with pictures of Spider-Man, and this, like, my science is unfortunately just always on the back burner because I'm stretched too thin.
well, yeah, like it has to, yeah, the struggle. That's why I
You
like.
have to make the choice of being to work on time or oh no, someone's getting robbed.
That's why I like schlubby Spider-Man in Spider
The
Verse,
gig economy is actually very good for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
where he's just wearing sweatpants in that movie.
How would you feel? How do you feel if Spider-Man saves you and then leaves you with a business card that has a link to his Cash App?
Please, but
Hey, go to my Patreon,
support
man.
me on Patreon. Like that's good. I like it.
If you don't, I can't keep saving you because I have to work.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that element of Spider-Man. To me, that's the best parts of Spider-Man is like how being Spider-Man is a problem in real life.
Here's my OnlyFans account.
Yeah, only spiders. But
Only
but like that's and I feel like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, the thing it's losing is that being Spider-Man, yeah, kind of hurt. Like being Peter Parker does not hurt Spider. Okay, what am I trying to? Being Spider-Man does not hurt Peter Parker that much. Like he could just be Spider-Man. He could just live in like the Avenger Tower. Like he doesn't have to pay rent.
Well, he did that for a while because he keeps running and writers run out of ideas.
Yeah, but I know that happened. But I'm just saying the Spider-Man I like is the one where being Spider-Man is a problem to Peter Parker, and being Peter Parker is a problem to like it's that choice. I like it. And this one, it's like I don't like Spider-Man having the option of going to Doctor Strange and say cast a spell that makes everyone forget I'm Spider-Man, like as if that's like a real option. Because like it would just be easier to go to like, hey, I'm gonna tap into like the Tony Stark infinite money and just buy like Aunt May a house somewhere in like the Hamptons and have like a robot guarding it. And then be like, yep, I'm Spider-Man. And then I live in like the Avenger compound now.
he then turned Spider-Man into his actual job.
Yeah, like yeah,
Yeah. That is weird.
See, I don't like it when Spider-Man could just say, I'm Spider-Man now full time and not have a problem. And I think that's my biggest problems with like the Tom Holland Spider-Mans is that there's no issue. Because he inherited all of like Tony Stark's money and crap, or like at least there's like the infinite Iron Man money problem means that he could say like, okay, Aunt May, in this like Shield too, so he has like secret agent stuff. Like, all right, give Aunt May like witness protection or whatever, and I'm just gonna hang out and do Avengers stuff, and into the story. I'll get to work on like my spider gadgets in like the Avenger Tower. I'll go help on like whatever.
There's none of that need for like I have to work or else the bills won't get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, like that element of Spider-Man is completely absent when you give him basically complete Avengers credentials.
Also, he doesn't even have like all of Tony Stark's money. He's got like maybe a fraction of it. But that's still like billions.
Oh, it's basically infinite for infinite. I would say he has the access to infinite money for like regular domestic things.
If Jeff Bezos gives you like 1% of all of his money,
oh, then you're set for.
It's pretty much what it is. Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you could just hang out and do Spider-Man stuff and be basically saying, yeah, I'm going to be doing Avengers Spider-Man stuff. I'm going to be like making gadgets and superheroes and aliens and stuff obviously exist, so you're gonna need someone basically ready to fight them when some spaceman's gonna show up and try to attack the Earth because it happened like 3 times. So just let me do what I do.
I would like if after this they kind of take the Marvel Spider-Man out of the MCU.
Yeah, it's why I like Miles, because
Yeah.
Miles has like that. Miles has the problems of being both Spider-Man and Miles, and like being the human and the Spider-Man, and I like it. And you get to see like he's a good guy, but he's still having to deal with all this crap. But he has to be like it's good. Even like PlayStation 4 Spider-Man I liked because he became like he had to live at a homeless shelter because
Yeah.
he lost his job from being too much Spider-Man. Like that's good. I like it. And then even when like the game is over and Mary Jane's like, "So how's your work doing?" He's like, "Not great." Cuz I still have to Spider-Man it up. I like it.
It's like, sorry, I lost my job because I had to beat up my
I had
my
to
boss.
I had to beat up my boss who became evil, and it's not really his fault, but I had to do it because I'm
But
Spider-Man.
also, the other guy in town who is doing the same thing in my job is really evil, and I can't just go work for him.
Yeah, I can't do that. He's like different evil. He has more money, but is evil and kind of drove my boss to like insanity.
He's classically evil, unlike tragically evil.
Yeah.
Boss.
and then and then like and then like Aunt May dot oh man, it's
Yeah.
PlayStation Spider-Man had it real rough.
He's like, oh no, and now I gotta train this kid. Oh, where am I gonna find the time?
Yeah. Well, he is unemployed.
Yeah.
I'm living in like Miles's like apartment.
He's living in no, he's living in his parents' attic.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
literally
don't tell
like
him I live like this.
yeah, I'm Liddy eating SpaghettiOs. Like, hey, Miles, want to learn how to web swing?
$5, please.
$5, please. Just tell your mom that put out an extra plate at dinner. Miles, you're gonna have to get your mom to buy some sodium whatever for web fluid.
I would like that. The idea of homeless Spider-Man.
Yeah, like it's great because it's 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 like I love the thing of being a superhero hurts your real life, but also you can't just not do it because of the guilt. Like you can't feasibly be like, okay, like I'm gonna go to my job and pay rent, but then the rhino's gonna attack the city. And maybe
So start reading Daredevil from Frank Miller into modernity, and then stop around Mark Waid.
the Daredevil.
That isn't-
I like Daredevil. Pretty cool.
That was great.
Pretty cool. But yeah, like Spider-Man. I'm thrilled. I like it.
Cannot wait.
Apparently, Kevin Feige also recently said if Daredevil shows up in the MCU, it's going to be Charlie Cox still, the actor from the Netflix series.
Good.
And people are then extrapolating that to mean, oh, he's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. Which, can you imagine if they do the big build-up and everyone thinks, oh, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are about to come out of the wormhole, and then it's Daredevil.
Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
but
you
how
imagine
cool would it
how
be?
everyone would be.
How cool would it be if it was Netflix Kingpin and then he just beats the crap out of Spider-Man? Even with like his like Robo Spider armor, it's like he gets him like in his ultimate, his super, where he just slams his head in the car door, and Spider-Man's
You
like,
embarrassed me in
"Oh
front of Vanessa.
no, you're embarrassed,
You
Spider-Man." Like you see the opening limo car behind him, and Spider-Man's like, "Oh God, it's happening." No, his spider armor
alien.
begins
Why
to
is this
crack.
guy so strong?
What? He's just a guy.
Oh, I got you cherry Pop-Tarts, Vanessa. Oh, I don't like cherry. You embarrassed me.
He just starts slamming. I just have this picture of like in my head of Spider-Man in like the Avengers in-game spider armor as he's getting his head slammed in the car door and it begins to crack. And then like he just starts to get increasingly nervous and cries like, "Oh no, it's happening!" And it's like the music is swelling.
No, well, then again, this Spider-Man hasn't really been in overly dangerous real crime situations.
Yeah, he's fought like he's fought like so like out of like you fought like Thanos on like the moon or like on Europa or like all, Titan or whatever.
Yeah, it's all fantastical stuff or like petty crooks. It's not like pressing dangerous criminals.
Yeah.
It's not Tony Soprano executing some guy in the street.
Yeah, you can't handle it. I like that. Yeah, like that is comprehensible. Like you're doing this because of like some cosmic alien inside your brain. It's like, what?
No, I just want the money.
It's like a video game, so you're like, oh well, I'm detached from it. These are the bad guys, obviously. Time to fight them and beat them up, and it's okay. Because they're different.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to fight some bug man from Mars who showed up and is like floating and then shooting lasers out of it. It's like, yeah, I don't have any qualms about hitting that thing as hard as possible.
Yep, with the spider strength.
Yeah, but this dude who just wants like money to impress his ex-wife or something, like that's a little different. But he's also trying to kill me.
Really, Spider-Man should be reinvesting in the community to prevent that crime. And then using his photography skills to spy on corporate white crime.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. He's like on the side, he's like on the window taking pictures.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. That's the problem with MCU Spider-Man is that MCU Spider-Man now has access to enough wealth and philanthropy that he could do the Bruce Wayne critique of if Bruce Wayne, instead of building like the Bat plane, just built like homeless shelters, would solve way more crime in Gotham City.
Yeah, but so Tom Holland Spider-Man does get the one excuse of he is still a stupid teenager and not a billionaire philanthropist who has apparently studied and mastered every martial and mental art.
Yeah.
So he should know proper city structure and building and, Bruce Wayne for mayor.
Yeah. I like that picture Nolan posted.
Oh, I want that comic art of Bruce Wayne running for mayor and then suddenly some like Jack No Name running against him, who's he's a little political guy, a little flamboyant, always wearing like not a purple suit, but like a black suit with like a purple tinge to it.
Yeah, like it's that kind of black that has like the shine on it.
Yeah, has an endearing, infectious smile.
Yeah,
and it's just like Bruce the whole time. It's like it can't be. No, but it can't be though.
What if it is?
But what if it is? Penguin was the mayor in Gotham, and it was pretty cool.
Well, let's be honest. Bruce Wayne would run on the conservative ticket, so he would definitely have attack campaigns.
That's true.
That would have side-by-side photos of the candidate and the Joker.
Yeah,
it's like, him.
I'm just saying, I don't think he is, but you never know.
He's just saying, like...
Wait, so that means, Nolan, if Bruce is running on the conservative ticket...
Oh, yeah, you know.
Jack has my vote then, where he's going to be like, oh, we gotta...
Of course, because he's gonna... His campaign is that we are living in a society.
We need to focus more on mental health.
We're living in a society.
In this city.
We shouldn't be a laughing stock.
Mental health forums.
Listen, I'm just saying we're going to put really high taxes on the rich. We're not going to be stealing from them. They're just going to be forced to reinvest in the community.
We're going to have... It's not like we're going to have 2 barges full of people and they each
Batman
have
can't buy his
a
new
bomb.
plane now. Because Batman can't buy his new plane now,
Yeah.
downtown Gotham looks a lot better.
Listen, the
And now there's actually less crime.
the unintended consequence of bail reform was that all Joker minions had no cash bail, and they kept getting out. The Penguin minions still had cash bail. Those goons still have to pay. But if you come in with like a clown makeup, you're just in and out. Which is, I mean, that's a problem.
Well, listen, what's more fun, destroying a city that's already garbage, or destroying a like prospering utopia?
Yeah, exactly.
Making something so beautiful and amazing, and then obliterating it beyond recognition. Joker thinks that's the funniest thing ever, so of course he'd do that.
Is Joker gonna sabotage the vaccine by putting Joker gas in it?
No, because he wants to help the populace to
That's
terrorize.
true. He can't have his own. He can't have his own people being quarantined.
No, but that's what they'll say in attack ads.
Oh, they will. It'll be like on Facebook. It says like I got the shot and now I'm getting my laughing gas.
Meanwhile, Batman's actually putting nano chips in the vaccine to like.
Oh, that's great! I love it. To keep track of people, because he needs to know whenever like Alfred, activate the vaccine chips.
Magnetize everyone.
I can't shoot my gun, boss. My hand's magnetized to the pistol.
Oh, it's gonna come back at me.
I did it.
Oh,
Ironically, Batman ends up getting COVID because he didn't get his own vaccine.
Of course.
no, but he kills it. Alfred gets it and dies.
No, Alfred.
Who's going to make my sandwiches now?
I have to go to Uber Eats.
Oh no.
Maybe Spider-Man's delivering.
Yeah. I still like Batman.
You know what? That would be a good. Yeah, I still do like. That would actually be a good comic thing where, once again, he's in a gig economy and he has to work for like DoorDash or Uber.
I mean, that's Spider-Man too. Hey,
Yeah.
that guy stole that kid's pizza. Hey, Spider-Man stole that guy's pizzas.
Yeah. Yeah. I like. I still like superheroes. I just don't like them as much as like they're being pushed.
Yeah.
I think the term to use a Drew quote, I like it when superheroes are good, and I don't like them when they're bad. Like,
I mean, that's just everything.
yeah, I know. It's like, man, when this superhero movie is good, I like it, and when it's kind of bland, I don't care.
Yeah, when
Let's
it's
be
focused
honest.
tested into.
Yeah, when it becomes mainstream is when stuff falls apart.
Like, and I hate to say it because it makes me feel so hipstery and everything, but like, it's true. Once it's like, oh man, there's some real money here. We just need to water this down so the masses will come and see it.
Well, yeah. I don't like the water. Okay, speaking of watered down, or not even watered down, did you guys see the new trailer for the Matrix Revolution or whatever?
No.
I saw the first one.
Okay, so the second
After the first one, I was like, I'm not really interested in this movie. I'm good.
the second trailer kind of makes me interested in it. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic about it because it seems to imply that Matrixes 2 and 3 were a lie made by the Matrix. And that the movie is saying that Matrix 1 happened, Matrix 1, 2, and 3, yeah, those were a lie. Ignore them. That didn't happen.
Okay,
They
watch the
lost.
trailer.
He got put back in the machine.
Yeah, like it feels like Matrixes 2 and 3 were a lie, and that now we're exploring what Matrix. This is technically what it should be going on. At least that's what I hope is going on in that movie.
Neo actually just got put in another pod where he thought he was the one.
That's where it looks like, or maybe that the Matrix needed the one for it to work, or just he figured it out and they're trying to contain him instead of like. But I like the idea of just saying If those other two movies that were bad were all a lie, ignore it. That's fine. That's our
I
plot.
like that because what was do
It's,
you remember the end of Matrix 3? Matrix
yeah,
like
like okay, because I was talking with my dad about this. My memory of Matrix 3 was like Neo was outside the Matrix and he was talking to like the personification of the Matrix, which was like a face made out of mechanical beetles, and the mechanical beetle face was telling him to do something, but then he revived Trinity like outside the Matrix, inside the Matrix by like touching her heart.
Yeah. And it's also no the so he's talking to him because they have a problem in that Agent Smith has now become a virus that's attacking the Matrix,
Yeah.
and he's the mutual enemy to both of them. So yet again, machines are just like humans, and the only way they'll align with someone is if there's a common mutual enemy.
See what they need to have is that it's all the red girls. You see, if the red girls multiply too much, then they'll inherently have a disagreement,
That was so good.
and they'll self-destruct.
I also big fan of or no, sorry, not big fan, the opposite of that. Like the part in Matrix 3 that kills me is like the Dexter's Lab exoskeleton that the guy is piloting with the big guns, and it's like all your human fleshy bits are just completely exposed to the robot that can just shoot laser beams.
So
they shoot lasers and they have very small, thin like tendrils that will just stab you.
It's like everyone thinks that the power loader from Aliens is really cool, so they want to put it in their movie, but they didn't realize that the power loader looks like that because it's like a forklift and not like designed for combat.
Yeah, it's not combat. It's what she could find to give her a shot at all.
She's literally just running a space forklift into the monster and not trying to like get a cool battle suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though that scene's good. So I was in other movie news. I was talking with my dad about this. Which Terminator is better, T1 or T2?
T2.
T1.
Wait.
I went T2.
In terms of a film, T1's better. In terms of me enjoying it, T2's better.
Nolan, you have my opinion. My dad went with T1. He said because like it overexceeded. Like it's like T2 is bombastic and as a technically like more engaging fun movie, but T1 like came out of nowhere and with what it did so much more, if that makes sense.
So I will also argue T2 kind of undercuts T1 in like what it does to that Terminator.
Yeah.
Like, there's also like Jeff Gershman has like this, like I think he says it better than I will, and like you can find that clip. I think just search for like giant bomb. Terminator. Here's a truck, and you'll get the clip. But you know, it's like this like terrifying like ever continuing robot, and then in the sequel, it's Hasta la Vista, babe.
Oh man, I really like T2 though.
Man, I wish T3 was. How did it take them so long to come up with the idea of putting T2 over top of T1? That should have just been T3.
It was 2,000 models away.
Yeah.
The machine, the fucking Skynet had to go. Well, let me do some prototypes to make sure.
Is Terminator or Predator or okay? So which Fox sci-fi series gets worse? Alien, Terminator, or Predator?
Fuck.
Okay, Predator, I will say, is out because it goes Predator, which is good, Predator 2, which is bad, and Predators, which is not as good as the first one, but still good.
But then you have Predator with Olivia Munn in it.
Then you have Autistic Predator.
Yeah, that's that one. Remember that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh man, it's bad.
It's horrible.
It's real dumb.
Also, you do get AVP, which suffers the 2000s problem of this hard R movie is suddenly forced to be PG-13. and Requiem, which is, hey, if you like seeing throat impregnation, it's got that in spades and not much
Mhm.
else.
I thought AVP Requiem could have been cool. Like AVP was not.
I still kind of like AVP. I shouldn't, but I kind of do. I like where it sees the old man and is gonna kill him. It's like, oh, you're riddled with cancer, whatever, and then drops him. And then when he tries to fight, he's like, oh, but you want to go though.
There's bits like there's always bits of all of those movies.
Yes. Yep. I don't even
I,
think I've seen all of Requiem.
I feel like Alien might have gotten the worst treatment. So Terminator.
I'm counting Prometheus as part of Alien,
Yeah, no, it counts.
Yeah.
Prometheus and
Yeah.
the one
what's the
after
Covenant.
Covenant.
Resurrection too.
That progressively gets worse after the
I mean, like I think
Yeah.
Aliens falls harder because it started higher.
Yep,
Like-
like Alien, good horror movie. Aliens, good action movie. And then you have Alien 3 and 4 and 5 and Prometheus and Coven.
Aliens
And
gets
also
so
ATP
bad.
and AVP Requiem.
Like the Aliens franchise gets so bad that I think Alien 3 in terms in like comparatively is not technically that bad. Like compared to where the Aliens goes, Alien 3 is like mediocre.
yeah.
Like I would rather watch Alien 3 than like Resurrection or Prometheus.
Yeah. And then let's see what else.
Easy.
What were the other choices?
Terminator and Predator.
Oh, okay. I think
I think
I think it's Alien because I think Terminator gets bad, but like a lot of those are just forgettable because they just started.
and
guess they
it's the
also
same
started out
kind
with
of
Alien.
bad. Like
Yeah.
Terminator just keeps remaking the same bad movie.
Yeah.
Like Terminator 3 has been remade like it basically they made Terminator 1, Terminator 2 and then they just kept remaking T3.
Yeah.
Whereas like Predator I think there is like a spike of good.
And they try things like each Predator movie. It's like, okay, Predator 1 in the jungle, elite unit. Predator 2, okay, what if it was an urban setting? And then hiatus,
Yeah.
like 20-year hiatus, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, what if they took the like
Humans to
elite
the like Predator
planet.
jungle.
yeah, the Predator what's the word?
It's like a game
Conservation.
reserve.
Game
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, game preserve.
The Predator Safari Zone.
Yeah, the Predator Safari Zone. And then like the other one's like Predator in Suburbia. Like the last Predator is like Suburbs Predator, which you know,
I want Hitman Predator.
oh, that'd be cool.
No, the last one is, oh no, guys, we gotta get ready. The predators are coming. They're going to invade.
God, that was so it's
And this predator has betrayed the other predators to help us.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, I know.
this
Like the
but this-
Predators have no
no,
reason to
sorry.
invade someone.
Sorry, this predator is going to help us. But also, when he escaped, he killed like 30 people.
yeah.
But he's our friend and brought us this weapon.
Yeah. And the weapon is like an Iron Man suit but with Predator armor on it.
I want the movie to be like, oh man, like, oh god, the Predators are so barbaric and terrible, and then they get to the Predator homeworld, and it's like, no, that's just our recreational sport. Otherwise, we're way less barbaric than humans. We've eliminated war and poverty and hunger.
Oh, that's cool. It's like that's like their only vice is like the hunt or whatever, but other than that, it's like a utopian society.
And even then, it's like, we only hunt humans because have you seen humans? They deserve to be hunted.
Yeah, the great scriptures show like whenever we see a developing whenever we see like a society that has not like gotten to world peace after discovering how the nuclear like once you've figured that out and you have it's instantly become peaceful, then like oh that means you're like a fallen species and are not worth the time.
Yeah. We can evaluate. You have all the resources to solve your problems, and you're just not doing it.
Yeah. Like we're not gonna hold against like medieval times for being medieval times. Listen, that's gonna happen in every
Yeah.
like we're not gonna be upset about that. But you figured out nuclear technology and then you made a bomb out of it. Like, nah, you're quarantined. You're now
No,
game.
no. No, what if it's like a weird offshoot of the predators only do this, and all the other ones have like normal clothes on.
Oh, so it's like the predator equivalent of like the rich dudes who like shoot like
Yeah, go out and
like
hunt.
elephants or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Like
break,
this though.
They're like, oh yeah,
This
no,
the
they're freaks,
Theodore
dude. I don't know what
Teddy
they're doing.
Roosevelt.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like on Predator Twitter, like they're like, bruh, this isn't cool. You shouldn't be hunting those humans.
No, there's a branch of most predators are like, no, we need to eradicate Earth in case they're already spacefaring and they don't have an understanding of like safe nuke uses. We should eliminate them. Meanwhile, other predators are like, no, they're a precious species that needs to be saved, and they're only saying that because they want to hunt us.
Yeah, we did put them like make Earth like a game preserve. Life is precious
Yeah.
and rare in the universe, so we can't just like
Look,
destroy it.
we just fence them in, and then we can go in and hunt them, but they can't get out.
Yeah,
And other predators have written Jurassic Park, but it's like
like
humanity
a guy.
Yeah, it's like humanity has like short circuited the cage and gotten out. It's like, oh no, it's so scary.
Oh man, why did you make your plasma casters human compatible?
Oh no.
To give him like a fair sport in the hunt. It doesn't get my predator pee going if like he can't use the weapons.
Yeah, listen, it's gotta be level. It's him versus me.
Or it's just like in Futurama where it's like humans are like an aphrodisiac. Like the lower horn. So it's like it's like no, you're like a homeopathic like aphrodisiac. I can't have sex with my predator wife unless I have like human
horn.
or I need some
you take
human
the
horn.
human skin and you grind it up.
Yeah.
And it's the nose.
Yeah. The lower horn.
Fuck.
See, that's good. I'm always a fan of great cosmic thing that's just really petty. It's that kind of Douglas Adams-esque thing where it's like, what's this grand design? It's like, I need like space Viagra. It's like, oh no. There's not some great path. It's like, nah.
No, there's not.
No, there really isn't. My predator wife is kind of getting on in years, and I just, sparks got out of our relationship. It's like,
We both needed something.
Have you tried talking to her, predator? And he's like, talking?
Yes.
It's
What
like
you do is you nod your head and go, "Really? I can't believe that happened. No way.
You mean
Tell me
emotionally connect with my mate?
No, not that. Of course
Preposterous.
not.
No, but pretend.
Pretend.
Oh. And then the post-credit scene, it's like, how did you feel about that, honey? It's like, maybe we should go move the furniture around in the living room to aerate it. To make it more open.
I can't believe that person at your work said that to you. How dare she?
She is quite the groggar. Alright. Any final thoughts, Drew, before you gotta go?
Not everyone is a grognard. Sometimes they're just having a bad day.
There you go. Very
All
true.
right, later days.
Later days.
Nice.
Bye.